Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we're doing things a little differently here today. We are on the floor because we have a very fun and a very exciting video to record today. We have a special guest with us today. Let's see if he'll come here by himself or if I need to grab Joey, come here. Okay. All right, come here, buddy. Come, sit. Got a very special guest with us today. Mr. Joey Pepperoni. Say hi, Joey. Hi, Joey. He is going to be the lucky little man to pick my makeup today. So I've got all my makeup laid out here that we will be setting out in front of us, and he will be coming with a treat on top. He will be coming to choose the makeup that I will be using today. So he will be choosing my makeup today. Very excited. I hope he's excited for it too. We'll see how this ends up going. He is very crazy when it comes to treats, so this will be interesting to record. And then what I'll do is, as he chooses the makeup, then we will cut to me putting the makeup on, so we'll kind of jump back and forth between that. So yeah, are you excited, mister? But anyways, let's go ahead and just get started. Okay, so we're gonna start off with primers. When selecting the products, I went with a product that I really want, so something that I really want to use, something that I'm maybe not as interested in using, and then something just kind of in the middle. I'll mix these up as we go, so it's not always in that particular order. But yeah, this is the one I'm the most interested in, least interested in, and just kind of a random product in the middle. And so whichever treat Joey grabs for first, there's a chance because he's off on this side, he might go for that one first, and that's, I don't know, we'll see. We'll give it a go here. Whichever treat he goes for first is going to be the product that we use. So Joby, whenever you're ready.
Pick one.
Yeah, okay, wait. You got that one. Okay, so we'll be using Tatcha Touch and Soul. Yep, that's the one we're using, Joe. So the first product that Joey picked was primer, and he chose the Touch and Soul Icy Sherbet Primer. This is one of my favorites, so I'm very, very excited that he chose this. Okay, we tried to switch it up here a little bit. Next we are on to foundations. We've got, let's see here, this is the one I'm most excited to use, this is the one I'm least excited to use, and this is the one just kind of in the middle. So Joby, whenever you're ready, go ahead. Okay, good job. So we will be using Physicians Formula. Next item that Joey chose was foundation, and he picked the Physicians Formula. Butter Believe It. Now, this was the least favorite, just mostly, I've only used it the one time in the video, and I think it was a very kind of sheer foundation, and I don't remember if it has the Physicians Formula scent, so mostly just an unfamiliar product, so that's why it was in the lower option, but this is what we will be using today. There's actually a little bit more coverage to this than I remember. It's probably like a medium coverage. I can still see some spots kind of coming through here. Kind of a soft matte kind of finish. It's definitely not too velvety or anything like that. I mean, I held on to it for some reason. I had to have liked it. I just hadn't used it too much. So not too bad. I think the thing that I might be the least interested on this is probably just the coconut scent. We'll see kind of if that lingers or not. But for me, using it the second time here, I mean, still really not a bad foundation at all. Up next, we've got concealer. Least most excited one here in the middle, most excited one off on this side here, and just kind of the in-between one right there. All right, Joe. And we've got Bella B Cosmetics that we will be using. Next up for concealer, Joey chose the Bella B Cosmetics, their concealer here in light, and these come in a little pot like this. This was the least favorite option as well. Mostly, again, least favorite option, just not a product that I reach for. I've reached for this more than the Physicians Formula. It's just, I don't use a lot of these cream pot formulas, but I remembered still being pretty shocked by it in my video and the couple of times that I've still used it. I think I'm just more familiar, and it's so much easier to just use a standard concealer, the ones that kind of just come with a doe foot or whatever. But I will apply this a little bit on the eyelids. I don't want it to crease up, but kind of just under the eyes a little bit. Maybe do a little bit of spot concealing with it. Okay, yeah, I don't know how much that did. Yeah, it's just not a product that I reach for very often. But its consistency is nice, but that is the concealer. Up next is setting powders. He seems to always be going for the middle one, or the one most obviously closest in front of him. So we've tried to kind of put everything in a triangle here, treats on the opposite side. So, Joby, which setting powder are we gonna use? Ready? Go ahead. Yay, Coty Airspun. And I didn't mention, so this is actually the least favorite. This was the one I was most excited to use, and this was kind of the in-between one. But we will be using Coty Airspun. Up next, we've got setting powder, and the least favorite option was chosen again. I decided to go with the least favorite as the Coty Airspun. This is an OG favorite, been around for a long time. I just don't reach for it as much anymore, and it has that good old super intense powdery smell that some people don't enjoy. That's why it was in the least favorite. It's just not a product I reach for as often anymore. Entire face is set and mattified. I don't think this makeup is going anywhere. Up next, we've got brows. I decided just to put all the products, clump them together. So a clear brow gel, tinted brow gel, brow pen, and brow pencil. In the middle here, we've got the least favorite combo, mostly just because it's products I don't use too often. Then over here, we've got the favorite option. These are the brow products that I probably reach for the most. And then over here is just kind of an in-between one of, yeah, just kind of our in-between option. All right, Joe, what are you gonna choose for our brows? Go ahead. Go ahead. All right, he is gone for the least favorite option. Next up, let's hop into brow. And I had this put into categories just because it would be a little easier, hopefully, for Joey, and less individual options for him to have to choose from. And he chose the least favorite option. Most of these are just because I've gotten very, very minimal use out of them, but I decided to go with a clear brow gel, tinted brow gel, brow pen, and brow pencil. Now, I know that's extensive, but I had enough for each category. I'm like, why not? We'll just do a group of 4 like this. And if you guys have seen any of my other non-brand new face videos, you guys may know that I like to go in with a clear brow gel first and then finish things off with a tinted brow gel. So that's kind of be kind of the routine we go through today. So the clear brow gel in the least favorite grouping was the Physicians Formula Diamond Mascara. Again, it's just not a product I reach for very often. I probably should give it a little bit more, use it a little bit more here and see how I feel about it, because it could be a really good product. I think it's like a clear brow and mascara, and I believe it's supposed to have like good ingredients in it to nourish your hairs, but I just don't reach for it. I don't remember the hold on it, so I guess we shall find out today. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's honestly holding really well. That spoolie dispenses a lot of product on the brows, so they look pretty like laminated right now, so that's not bad, and it doesn't feel too like crunchy or grippy or anything like that. It feels fairly comfortable. Let's do the pen next. We've got the Profusion Good Brow Day waterproof pen. I think this was good. I think I liked it compared to the other 2 brow pens I have. Just not used as much, but we will be using it again today. So revisiting this brow pencil, definitely darker than I remember. It's not bad at all. But then the other thing is it's not as precise as some of my other brow pens that I have. The tip of it, when you first stroke it through, isn't as thin. It kind of gobs a little bit and then kind of thins out from there. So don't love that about it, but for a brow pen, it's still not too bad. Let's go into the brow pencil here next. It is the Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim Pencil. I've maybe used this thing 2 or 3 times. Again, I just don't really remember anything about it. It's definitely not my go-to. But let's just kind of fill in the brows a little bit more with it. It's definitely a lot more light and yellowy compared to the Profusion Brow Pen. And it's hard to tell. Maybe it's just a little more waxy than some of my other brow pencils. Hopefully they're not looking too blocky here. I'm not too sure. But the last product is the tinted brow gel, and I went with the CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow Gel. I do really like this one. I think just compared to all the other brow gels that I was choosing from, I think this one is darker than the ones that I like, so I don't reach for this one as often anymore. It's in their shade Light Pale, but the product is just pretty dark. So let's see if it makes these brows any darker. Okay, brows done. Yeah, not my favorite. They're a little blocky, a little dark. But that's what Joey chose, so hopefully everything will work out. Hopefully these will blend in with whatever the rest of the makeup ends up being. Up next, we've got bronzers. We've got Alamar Cosmetics. This is the least favorite, mostly just because I messed up and I purchased way too dark. I got the dark option, so that was just a little too deep for me. Our medium option, or in-between option here, is CoverGirl, and our favorite option is Aesthetica. You ready, buddy? Oh, jeez, I wasn't ready for you. Okay, go ahead. Oh, no. And we are going with Aesthetica. Let's continue with the face here and go into bronzer. And I believe I mentioned it in the part where Joey was choosing the makeup. So the bronzer that Joey selected is the Alamar Cosmetics, their Hydrating Complexion Trio. Here's what it looks like. Here's what the inside looks like. Now the issue with this one, I haven't used it really, but it is their medium deep or their deep option. I don't know what I did when ordering from Alamar. I wanted to try some of their products. Somehow I put dark or medium dark in my cart instead of the light option. So this is what we're working with. I wonder if I can kind of mix these 2 powders here together. I don't know, to make it light enough. We'll see. So crossing our fingers. I mean, yeah, let's just use an Alamar brush. This is a complexion brush. I'm gonna try dipping between these 2 light ones here, and then we will try to bronze the face that way. Might have actually worked really, really well. I think I was too scared to use this because I didn't want it to be too deep at all on my face, but they're honestly not like overly pigmented that it like shows up too harsh. Like for some reason, looking at them here in the pan, I thought they were like very, not creamy, but you know, a little bit more creamy, pigmented, but they're honestly pretty subtle in a good way on the face here and blendable. So, I mean, that's a pretty decent bronze base. And I might even just dip my brush here only in the middle one because I've been bouncing back and forth between the two. Just in the middle one here a little bit. Focus that just a little further back for some further dimension. It's not overdoing it at all. Oh, thanks, Joey. I don't know when I would have gotten to even tried this if it wasn't for you picking it today. I was too scared to use it, and now I've used it, and I'm so happy about it. Ah, awesome. Let's go ahead and try to do a little nose contour as well. Something I've been trying to get better at, but I know I'm far from. Hopefully that's not too harsh. Hopefully that doesn't look too weird. I'm still trying to figure out the whole nose contour thing. I don't know. But regardless, I'm really happy that I used this because I like how that looks on the face. Even though it's intended for darker skin tones, we made it work. And I think it looks really, really good. So awesome. Thank you, Joey. Next up, we are on to highlighter. In the middle there, we've got Wet n Wild. That's the least favorite, mostly just because I don't use it. It's kind of a purpley shade I don't use very often. Most excited is Makeup Obsessions. You guys already know how much I enjoy this one. And then our in-between option is the Winnie Pooh Collection ColourPop Silly Old Bear highlighter. Daddy, make it pick. Oh! What do you go? Did you pick? Are you over the treats? Go get a treat. Oh no, Joe. Go ahead. Okay. Good job. And Joey has chosen the Wet n Wild. So for highlighter, Joey chose the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in their shade. I'm not too sure. I don't know if it is Mega Glow or I think it might be Mega Glow. Hard to tell. Either way, it is one of those more like purpley highlighters. I reach more towards like, I think champagne-y highlighters. Sometimes gold, not too gold, but it's just not a shade of highlighter that I reach for too often, but I do know that I love this one. Honestly, I don't have a lot of highlighters in my collection right now that I don't love. So just being that it's kind of purpley, it's not one that I reach for too often. Honestly, yeah, it looks so subtle in person here, but when you get it in the right light, it looks really, really nice. So, I mean, it's, yeah, again, it's still a really good highlighter, just kind of a purpley hue or a purpley tone or whatever that I don't grab for it too often, but it is a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. All right, now we are on to blushes. First, we've got the least favorite one over here, Undone. It's just a very bright bubblegum pink that I don't use very often. Also newer to the collection here. Then we've got well favorite here, the LA Colors Just Blushing in Just Natural. And then lastly, an in-between one here is She Glam, their High and Dry blush shade. Okay, go ahead and choose blush. Go ahead. Okay, we're going with She Glam High and Dry. Next, we are into the blush and the middle option, I believe. Yes, the middle option was the She Glam High and Dry, their lightweight matte blush. Here's what this looks like. And honestly, I'm pretty happy that this one was chosen because, like a lot of the makeup, because I just have a good amount of it, I don't reach for it too often, and I wanted to try to find a reason to use this again. So I'm actually really happy that this one was chosen. And I'm just going to use the same Alamar brush that we used for the bronzer. These more cool toned, bright kind of pinks I feel are becoming really popular. The whole cold girl trend that's going on. I think that this could be a good choice for that. I'm not sure how well it picks up on camera. It's just such a light pink blush, but I see it here in person. It's cute. Trying to go very heavy with it. Hopefully you can see some of that. Next up, Joey will be choosing setting spray. So we've got in the middle, the medium option. Over here we've got the least favorite option, and over here we've got the favorite option. Alrighty, Joe, go ahead. Okay, we are going with Makeup Obsession Do Fix. For setting spray, Joey did pick the least favorite option. It is the Makeup Obsession Dewy Fix setting spray. I think the reason why I don't reach for this one as often anymore is just because it's dewy, and I like to try and reach for a setting spray that isn't very altering to what's underneath. And if I remember correctly, I think this one does a really good job of making the skin look pretty darn dewy. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've used it. So just out of everything, it was the one that I was reaching for the least. So let's use it again here and see what we think. Oh geez, it's been a while. The pump doesn't want to work. Ugh. There we go. Pump is like giving out on it. It's like not even making it to my face. I'm trying my best to not have droplets, but the pump it's struggling. I mean, looking at the face here, it really isn't overdoing the glow here too much, which is nice. It, don't even know how much of it even got on my face. The sprayer on it just, ooh, it's struggling. I don't know if it's gummed up, but I mean, I haven't had it for I have had it for a very long time. That's one of the first brand new face videos we've done together. So a little bit of a struggle there, but that's okay. It's honestly, I mean, it provides maybe a subtle glow. It's not as dewy as I remembered it being, but again, that could also be because I don't know how much this actually even got to the face. But the face is set. Next up is eyeshadows. We'll start off with this one. So this is the least favorite, mostly just because it's not colors that I go for very often. I haven't really used it too much either, but it's got some nice shimmers and stuff in there. That is the least favorite. Then we've got in the middle our medium option here. Mostly, I mean, it's olive colors. I love green olive colors. Just a palette that I have not used at all, actually. Really was handed down to me from a friend, and I thought if it gets just selected, it'd be a reason for me to actually finally play with it. And lastly, favorite option. Choosing the eyeshadow palette was the hardest thing to do, but I decided to go for the favorite option to be this good go-to from Tartelette Full Bloom. It just, it's such a pretty eyeshadow palette. So let's see what Joey decides to go with. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Go get your treat. Go get your treat. Go ahead. Go ahead. Get your treat. You over it? Go ahead. Go get it.
Hey, Joey, go ahead.
Okay. You had to be a little convinced on that, but that's okay. We are going with the Tartelette. Yes, Joe. We are going with the Tartelette in Full Bloom. At this point, man, Joey was over it. Usually he is all about the treats, but I think he was just done with us trying to get him to wait and then go, wait and go. That it took him a minute to get him to even go for a treat. But he ended up grabbing the one in front of the Tartelette Full Bloom palette. I don't think that I've ever used this on camera before, but man, oh man, I love this palette. It was so hard to choose the options for the palette, but when opening up all the palettes and trying to sort them out by category and stuff, there's just something about when I open this one up, my heart just like, it stops for a minute because it's just so pretty and simple and neutral, but also like you got so many combinations. It's a big palette, but it's not an overwhelming palette. So we're gonna use it. We're gonna create an eye look. All right, I think
that is where we will leave the eyeshadows. I tried to think of tying in the kind of this pinky color. I went with purpley pinky kind of colors here on the eyes to try to kind of work with the blush that we have and also the lips that we have as well. And also the purpliness from the highlighter. There we go. It's a neutral palette, so obviously, but with any sort of option that would have been chosen, that Joey would have chosen for this one is just, it would have worked with pretty much anything, so awesome. Glad I got to use this again. The one thing about it I forget about is I expect the metallics to be more creamy than they actually are. They're very, very powdery. They're beautiful, but they are just a little messier to work with than I always remember. So just something to keep in mind that I do have a little bit of fallout on the face here, but it's glitter, it's fun, it's sparkly. We'll be okay.
Up next, we are choosing eyeliners. So least favorite we've got over here. It's a pretty blue color, but it just doesn't perform super well. In the middle here, we've got Kiko Milano. It's a dip one, so I just don't use it too often. And for the favorite, this one works super duper well. It is by Maybelline. Alrighty, go ahead. He's so over it. You're so over it. Go choose your treat. Go ahead.
Hey, no treat. It's treat.
Should we try again? Come here. Come here. All right, Joe. Sit. Ready? Yeah. Oh my goodness. Go ahead. Okay. We're going with Kiko Milano. So the eyeliner Joey chose is the Kiko Milano Definition Waterproof Eyeliner. I've only really used this one once from the video, and if I'm remembering correctly, it is waterproof. It takes a little extra TLC to get this off of the eyes, but it is beautiful. It is a beautiful eyeliner. It was my middle option, mostly just because it is a dip. I think it was the middle. Was it the middle? Yes, because the bottom one was the LA Colors one, or LA Girls one. Mostly just a middle option because it is this dip brow, or not dip brow, dip liner that I am just not as comfortable with using. So let's put this on. We'll see if we decide to wing it out or not. Eyeliner's on, looking great. I decided to just keep it simple, not wing it out here. Okay, we are on the last two products here. We're gonna be having him choose mascara. This is in between, Essence/Paradise. Favorite is the Revlon So Fierce. Least favorite is the Profusion mascara. All right, Joe. Okay, go ahead. We are going with Essence. The mascara chosen was the middle option, the Essence Lash Princess mascara. This is a beautiful mascara. Oh, I got eyeliner on me. Oh, we'll come back to that. Anyways, now it's gonna look all funky. I'll fix it, it's fine. So the mascara that was chosen, I forget about this every single time. It's been a minute since I've used this one. It's a beautiful mascara, but it is flaky when applying. It is flaky when applying it, so hopefully it doesn't create too much of a mess on the face here. If it does, we've got to fix stuff anyway, so let's apply this. Yep, there it goes. It's already, oh, she's already flaking. Can you see how it like falls down on the face like that? It's such a pretty mascara, but that is definitely a downfall. Last one, Joby. You're doing so good, Mr. Man. Okay, now we are on to the lip options. We've got least favorite options over here, medium option right in the middle there, and favorite option over here. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Ready, Joe? Go get it. Go get it. Ready? Go get it. And the winner is you got them all. The winner is the favorite option. We are on to the last products, which are the lips. Similar to the brows, I just thought it'd be easier to keep these combined into a little group.
And so I'm so happy. I'm so happy he chose the favorite option here. So for lip liner, we've got the Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liner. I love this one. I don't use it, I haven't used it too often in other videos here. It's from one of my first brand new face videos, but it's kind of just like a Your Lips But Better shade. This one here in Bare to Commit. I don't know, there's just something about this that I love reaching for this one in my collection. And I'm so surprised with how much I've fallen in love with this lipstick. It is from Colormates, which is a dollar store, I think it's still in dollar stores. Honestly, I don't even know if this is available anymore, but it's Colormates long-lasting formula in the shade Au Naturel. Love this shade so much. Never expected to like this shade, or not the shade, but this formula, being that it is a drugstore formula. But this is good. And unfortunately, this is not available anymore, but this is the Makeup Geek's Creamsicle Delight Lip Gloss. Sad that they're not around anymore, but this is truly, whenever I do choose a lip gloss, I don't very often, but when I do, I reach for this because it is so good and it feels so nice on the lips, and the little like doe foot, the way it hugs your lips is really, really nice as well. So happy with this combination. Let's go ahead and apply it. I'm gonna put a little bit, I always mean to do this earlier and I don't. I'm gonna put a little bit of a balm on my lips here. I just keep this Tree Hugs one. It's a sugar scrub, but I just kind of dip and only get the oil. There's a hair. Joby, you're leaving hairs everywhere. Probably should have done that earlier, but I like doing that just to kind of help everything slide on. And I don't find that it interferes too much with everything. Nothing really breaks apart necessarily when it's on, but let's start with the Wet n Wild lip gloss. Ooh, it's just so pretty. Ugh, I could leave it right here and be so happy. I love this lip liner so much. All right, there is the lip liner on. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Let's go into the Colormates lipstick. I wear these together so often. They are such good matches for each other. Cute, beautiful, love it. And lastly, the lip gloss, the Makeup Geek lip gloss. And like I was mentioning, just the doe foot on this has this little scoop. Hopefully you can see that. And I just love, there you go. And I just love the way this hugs on the lips. Okay, and here is the makeup complete. For the most part, this looks so good. Like on camera here, looking from a distant mirror, I love how this makeup looks. It is a very go-to, simple look for me. I'm ecstatic. The lips kind of put everything together, and the eye look and the eyes, oh, it's so pretty. Super duper 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 happy with how the look turned out here. If we're getting technical and we look up really close, I don't love, there's something, and I'll try to get nice and close up for you guys. There is something about the makeup around the nose here that it just seems to kind of be breaking up. So not too sure if that is a foundation or a powder or a combination thing there, something maybe not agreeing with the primer. And it's not too uncommon, but I'm very expressional on my forehead here. Those kind of started to break through pretty darn quick. And the brows are just a little dark and a little bit more blocky than I wanted. But even still, everything is looking really, really nice here. I'm so happy with how the makeup is looking. And if anything, I am the most shocked with the bronzer. I was honestly expecting that the makeup was gonna take a turn when we put this on our face. I mean, I didn't go into the darkest shade, but the way that the two lighter shades work together, I'm kind of intrigued to try the darker shade. I'm not gonna do it today. Everything is looking really good here right now, so we're not gonna mess anything up. But I don't know if I would have ever tried it, and probably would have just like passed this along if Joey did not choose it. So very, very happy about that, and so happy to have this in my collection and have finally used it. So thank you, Joey. I'm gonna go grab him. We will end the video out here in just a little bit. Here is Mr. Joe. He did such a good job with choosing this makeup. So thank you so much, Mr. Joey, for being my special guest today. You did an amazing job. And yeah, that's gonna be everything for this video. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up. We would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to be notified of the next time that I post, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified. That's it for us. Leave some love down below if you want to see more of Mr. Joey in future videos. And I hope you guys have an amazing day wherever you are. And I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. There we go. Bye-bye.